If they come through here, they're going to kill you, I promise you.
Huge risk
Watch out.
and intense pressure. Ordinary men.
Come on.
Extraordinary jobs.
Oh, man. Ja, geht mir noch. Geef mij lang, jong. Pas op.
This week, the men who capture Africa's most dangerous animals.
You can be cheeky as you like. But you're going to listen to me.
They come face to face with razor-sharp horns, stampeding herds,
Be careful.
and animals determined to fight back.
Back. Whoa. He'll kill you. He'll take your arms and legs off you. Right off.
It's a job where every day could be your last.
Watch out, eh? Fuck! They just want to kill someone, please. When things go wrong, that's when the blood flows.
Limpopo Province, South Africa. Home to some of the world's most dangerous animals. Here in the bush, big game is big business. The land is divided into hundreds of game parks, and wild animals are traded like commodities.
Piet, waar loop jy?
Jargels is one of the traders.
Kom lucky. We could move up to 7,500 animals a year. No, South Africa, it's a game business. It's like cattle in Australia. It's a wildlife cowboy business, I can call it. It's, just buying animals today, selling them tomorrow for profit.
Jark and his team of 35 wildlife wranglers are about to start their latest job. This 5,000-acre game reserve is being sold, and Jark has got 7 days to capture as many of the animals as he can. He'll buy those he captures and sell them on for profit. It's a lucrative but dangerous business.
You catch game, you're definitely going to see blood. I can guarantee. If you, as a 20-year-old, decide to catch game and think you're never going to get hurt, I've got some news for you.
Mark Tout is Jark's business partner. For the past 8 years, he's flown the helicopter that herds the animals, despite having just one leg. He lost the other in a motorbike accident when he was 19.
There's the socket, and there's the joint. So walk in, and a hop and a skip I can do, but running I can't. It's pretty extreme flying what we do. Twisting, turning, doing things that you shouldn't really be doing in a helicopter. And that's when you can make mistakes. I think 5 times I've been down, which is enough for one lifetime.
Game pilots have a risky job. Last year, 3 were killed in crashes. Mark's highly skilled role is to be an aerial sheepdog, flying low over the bush to find the animals and then driving them into this giant funnel-shaped canvas enclosure called a boma.
You'll see the boma on that side and on this side. The side walls get more narrow and narrow. It tapers down basically. And that's what the animals see, is they come forward because they see the bush in front and they see opening, they see places to escape.
At the narrowest end of the boma is a section known as the crush, which leads to the loading trucks. That's where the animals end up. Over the next 7 days, they hope to capture more than 700 wild animals in this boma. They're beginning the operation with one of the smartest and most dangerous animals of all, the buffalo.
So if you had to say what character a buffalo had, what would...
It'll be like a pissed off drunk in a bar looking for a fight all the time. Most probably. Yeah, I think that'll be a pissed off big bloke. Yeah. No, I think that's what they like. They don't like people, firstly. They don't like to be handled, secondly. And then thirdly, it's a wild animal. It's a wild animal, and it's not called the Black Death for nothing.
To handle the Black Death, Jark is working with specialist wildlife vet Wilhelm Schack.
This is my darting equipment. These are my darts, the needles. These preparations need to be done properly because the drug that we use is extremely dangerous and they're extremely potent. They're 1,000 times more potent than morphine itself. In minute volumes, they can kill a person or an animal.
The plan is for Wilhelm to sedate the largest and most dangerous of the buffaloes, the dominant bull. A drugged bull is usually more submissive and easier to lead into the boma. The other buffalo should then follow. Before the buffalo enter the boma, Jacques is making sure that everyone is in position on the outside.
Pietie, with catching buffalo, there's so many things that can go wrong, and often do. Often do.
The ground team are the guys on the front line who face the animals first. Every year, half a dozen of them are injured, some seriously. There are 10 buffalo to be captured, but first, Mark has to find them.
They were just in here somewhere. And here the buffalo are. I think the whole herd will get a count now. There's a big bull. You can be cheeky as you like. But you're going to listen to me.
Mark is using a whistle to alert the ground team that the herd are approaching.
That's him at the back, big black ass. Okay, let's put a dart in.
With the lead buffalo darted, the rest of the herd are following him into the boma. But only so far.
If you have to catch a bunch of buffalo, there's a very good chance someone is going to get hurt. They just want to kill someone, please. That'll make their day.
The buffalo herd are refusing to budge. Mark has landed, and with the rest of the ground team, is trying to drive the buffalo forward.
We're just trying to get them out of this corner and get them forward. Come on!
The bull has broken out. Despite the dangers,
Fuck!
he'll now have to be recaptured by hand.
Wie my en rol. Julle moet nie aan naby gaan. Watch it.
Game capture in South Africa is a lucrative business. Specialist wranglers buy all the animals they can catch and sell them on for profit. This wildlife reserve is being closed down. Jacques Els and his team have just 7 days to clear out his animals. It's day 1, and the team has already got a problem. A highly dangerous buffalo bull has broken loose. It's half sedated, but no one can be certain how safe it is to approach him.
He's not going to just tap you around a bit. He'll kill you. He'll take your arms and legs off you. Right off. He'll run around with pieces of you.
The ground team will have to tackle him by hand. The hope is that the sedation will stop him from seriously injuring anyone. Pilot Mark is concerned that the bull might charge his $500,000 helicopter.
Whoa! Eu fui na paramani strong man, boy. Back. Whoa. Bamba, speed. Bang in phone.
The bull is blindfolded to disorientate him.
Turn around and we pull it to the vehicle. Come pull here. You look at the color of his coat, he's pitch black, and that indicates that he's fierce, he's aggressive, he's fertile. I'll have to wake him up now so he can get up and start breathing better. And then I need to give a long-acting sedative for him to calm down during transport so that he doesn't break down our vehicles. He's very strong.
Day one has ended without injury. These 10 buffalo have been bought for £80,000 and now will be sold on for a profit of around £2,000 each. The first of the 700 wild animals in this reserve have been successfully loaded.
The truck's going to go and offload. Let's go and have whiskey. It's time for lots of whiskey.
Capturing game is much more than a day job. For 8 months of the year, the entire team live under the stars in the bush, far from their homes and families. Every year, the specialist wranglers travel thousands of miles from job to job with their bosses Mark and Jock. The two men have spent the last decade capturing game and only get home to see their girlfriends a few days in each month. Game capture is their life.
If I had to get up every morning and go to an office, you know, I take my hat off for those people because they must be wonderful wonderful people.
Routine. I don't know, it takes a different kind of person to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
To wake up every morning,
that's incredible.
drive the same route or commute the same route.
If I had to go to the city, you know, sometimes someone gets married or you're going to have to go spend a night in the city there.
Crazy.
No, he goes for 2 days. Then
Yes, that's enough, eh?
I can make 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a better person. You're a better person.
Day 2, and they're taking on Antelope. There are more than 400 to be caught, and Mark's got to fly even lower to keep the herds together. On the ground, the team are hiding inside the boma behind giant curtains. So when the antelopes are inside the boma, they can close off the funnel and cut off their escape route. But that's only half the job. Half of the antelope are bulls with deadly sharp horns. Pipes need to be fitted to stop them from stabbing the cows or the wranglers.
It's so important to work in the shorter time as possible. If you grab a ram in 20 seconds, the guys will know they have to be finished or there's going to be trouble.
Once inside the trucks, Jock and Wilhelm the vet have to sedate and separate the bigger rams. Minutes later, the next herd is through. This time, it's a group of bigger antelope known as kudu. But there's a problem with one of the cows.
There's extremely bad damage to the leg. I think the animal put its foot down wrong on a stone or something, or in branches. So it now broke its back hind leg. And I see a lot of damage done to the tissues, arteries, nerves. But the next ones are coming. Please hide behind the curtain there.
You don't want to see to this animal?
No, we'll see just now. We'll attend to it just right now. But the next lot is coming.
Wild animals are impossible really to fix. Firstly, because of her weight. Remember, she jumps on her hind legs, and it's not a tame animal. It's not a kid that you can say, please don't use your hind legs. You know, please just be calm with that. As soon as she gets up, as soon as she wakes up from the anesthetic, she'll use that leg, she'll break the plaster. The best thing for her is just to take it out of the misery.
Even though the kudu has had to be put down, it won't go to waste. This meat is a delicacy and will feed the entire team for the next 3 days. Halfway through day 2, and Jock is pleased with the way things are going.
We're doing better than expected, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I am.
Definitely better than expected.
Thinking the same.
It'll be nice if we can fill that truck in the afternoon, because we know there's a group of wildebeest here. We can get some more impala in and fill that truck, break down and move to the next location. It's going to be wonderful.
The captured antelope are on their way to their new home at a nearby national park. Wildlife is often traded between game parks to replace stocks, but they face an uncertain future at the hands of hunters or other wild animals. At this park, big cats are one of the star attractions, and they're running short of prey.
As hard as it sounds, you know, we've brought lunch for lions, but we hope that a fairly big percentage of these animals that have been introduced here will in the end survive. But there's a huge population of predators like lions and cheetah, wild dogs and so forth, so there's a hard learning curve ahead of them. But that's balance, that's nature, that's what it's all about.
Back at the game reserve, there's no time to waste. The more animals they catch, the more money they will make. Mark's on the hunt for wildebeest, an animal that Jock has become particularly wary of.
I had a very near-death experience with the wildebeest. We chased the whole herd up in the truck, and then the owner said to me, no, he doesn't want that calf. So I jumped down here and I grabbed the calf by the leg, and I started pulling, and he made that calf noise, and animals hate that distress noise. And as I pulled him, the bull came down, and I knew I was in shit because I couldn't run, he's going to catch me. I didn't want to go to the side, so I jumped, and as I jumped, he gored me, and he got me in the leg here. The horn went in here, and got hold of the artery and pulled it down. So I stuck my hand in it as far as I could. Luckily, I could get hold of something that I blocked the blood, most of the blood, because the blood was pouring into my shoes here, and I could feel the blood squirt here on my arm. If you lose blood so quickly, you get blind, you can't see. So I said to Mark, listen, I'm not going to make it. Mark said, bullshit. Chucked me in the helicopter. We flew off. Most of the journey I was blind, I couldn't see. And then as we got to the hospital, I could get a little bit of my sight back. But by that time, I've lost about 5 or 6 pints of blood. Almost lost my leg. It was 7 hours without blood.
It's time for Jock to face his fears. Mark's found a large herd of wildebeest. Most of the herd goes straight through to the loading trucks. But there is one group still inside the neck of the boma.
Come on.
These guys still make you a little nervous.
I see you.
Jock is arming himself with a steel shield.
Come on.
This is the only animal that he uses it with.
Come on, you. Bitch. Before the accident, I was very cheeky, and I'd run and grab one by the tail. Turns around, you climb up a tree, and I don't do that anymore. Come on. Because I know their speed.
Come on, you think you're clever, eh? Hey.
Yeah, Ahmad, I knew something was going to happen sometime, and you know, we catch game. There's a very good chance it's going to happen again. Excellent chance it's going to happen again. I just try to not take too many chances now. But the show must go on. What's up?
Day 3, and Mark and Jark are on their way to a nearby national park. They've been asked to capture a fully grown adult rhino, worth more than £25,000.
Yeah, under the trees, see there, there's another one. Okay, well let's get them going.
Although it's going to delay their main job, this contract is so lucrative they can't afford to turn it down.
Boss brothers. The guy's looking for nice breeding animals, so we're going to look for a nice base, not too old bull. We're going to dart from the helicopter and then work on the ground. They're dangerous animals, you know, they weigh up to 3 tons, and we could get dragged around a bit, chased around a bit.
Today's capture involves a different vet, Pierre Bester, and it's his job to immobilise the rhino.
What I'm using to immobilize these animals is highly potent, highly dangerous. This will be enough to kill all people in this village. I don't use gloves, because you should actually use gloves, but I'm clumsy as it is. With gloves I'm more clumsy. Just mix it properly. The darts I use, inside the dart we've got a plunger, little white plunger with a charge stuck in the back. So as soon as it hits the animal, this little charge goes off and injects the drug.
Jark takes the ground team into position, while Pierre and Mark head off to look for rhino. An adult rhino is heavier and more powerful than a family car. If it decides to charge, it can easily outrun a human.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. I think he's the customer.
Yes, Mark, I read you.
We found rhino here. Just keep coming along the road. I just want to know, I'm picking up to see how far you are. Okay. We start moving them down and then dart. No, we got lots of room here. We can dart here, eh? Yeah. Okay, let's identify the one we want to do. I think it's the one on the left. Let's just confirm. We'll see them together now. Yeah, the left one. Yeah. Let's go. Let's closer. Look good. Okay, darts in. Okay, we're on our way, Mark.
Despite being given enough sedation to knock out a small village, the rhino doesn't seem to be slowing down.
He's not showing much effect, eh? I'd have to dart again, you know. Yeah, these darts.
Let me cuck them out.
Doing everything first time.
It looks like that dart didn't go off. He might have got a milligram in. He needs effectively needs 5 milligram to go down. And I don't think he's got the full dose, so we're just going to top him up. Give him another dose.
Dart in.
The second dart is in, and at last the rhino is slowing down. Pierre now has to approach the rhino on foot to give him an antidote that will reduce the effects of the sedation. Without it, the rhino could suffer heart failure within minutes. Because of the problem with his darts, Pierre has no idea just how drugged this animal is.
Just gonna blindfold him. Watch out he doesn't see us, eh?
When things go wrong, that's when the blood flows. When your drug's not injected properly into the animal and it's half sedated and it stands there and you walk up to it and you think, oh, this thing's fast asleep, and all of a sudden it comes. Be careful. Just turn him. Yeah, just try and turn him a bit, Mark.
Shit.
Back.
For the past 10 years, Jaak Els has been trading wild animals in South Africa. He buys all the wildlife he captures and sells it on to new owners for a profit.
Be careful.
Today, he's hit a problem. A 2.5-ton rhino is on the run, despite being twice sedated from the air. Jaak and his capture team have had difficulties with their immobilizing darts, and now no one is sure just how drugged this rhino is. The team has no other option but to try to stop him by hand.
Okay, eventually. Obviously there's this huge animal with a horn on top of it, and mostly aggressive, and it's very strong. It's a dangerous business.
The ropes are not stopping the rhino. They have to get a blindfold on him, keep clear of his 2-foot horn, and disorientate him so that they can bring him to the ground.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's a nice bull, it's a nice specimen. Oh no, the client is happy. We're happy.
What is the skin about? How thick is it?
It's very much elephant-like. It's about an inch thick. You come and see here where they take the needle out. You see that?
The rhino's heart is racing, and Pierre must give him the antidote immediately to reduce the effects of the sedation and get him back on his feet. But it's a delicate balance. Too much antidote and the rhino may charge.
I'm just going to give him a little bit of antidote. A sniff. What I want to do now is just get him to walk properly on his own. Because we can't handle him. I mean, this thing weighs 2.5 tons. There's no way we're going to grab him by the horn and walk him all the way.
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, you ready now, Mark? Okay.
Is it often you find yourself pushing a rhino's ass up a hill?
Oh, well, it's the engine, eh? I'm the engine.
This rhino bull is worth more than £25,000, netting Jaak a healthy profit of over £6,000.
Okay, guys. Went well. No humans dead, no animals dead. We won.
Back to the main job of clearing out a 5,000-acre game reserve for this wildlife in 7 days. The team is halfway through the operation, but it seems that the animals have now got wise to what's happening. Herding them into the capture enclosure, known as a boma, has become almost impossible. And pilot Mark is getting increasingly frustrated.
The heat of the moment gets you. That's probably my biggest fault, is taking it personally, that if I don't get animals in.
There's no option but to build a new boma on the other side of the reserve.
Het jy klaar die lyn mooi gewys? Kwalisa mataga, la paside, le nyamazanda ubone le masteki.
Work on the new boma is going slowly, and day 4 has become a write-off. Losing time means losing money, and animals can only be captured in South Africa during the cooler months of the year.
You lose a day, we lose a lot of money. We only got 8 months for your year's earnings. So you got 4 months that you've got no income in that 4 months. So losing a day it's hard. It's not a good thing. But we'll sort it out in these next 2 days.
Jaak is not the only one who's worried. Johan, the owner of the farm, has a deadline to sell the place and wants the animals captured and paid for as soon as possible.
Our house is right there. You see there where the hill drops. And there's a lot of game there and a lot of game in this area here against this little mountain. There's a lot of animals on this farm and I don't think we're done. And I can't see them finishing it in another week. I mean, on 2,000 hectares, you do need time. And we haven't exactly got time on our side.
"50 miles away, Wilhelm the vet is on the road taking a captured rhino to a private game park. With such a valuable passenger, his specialist skills are needed to keep a close watch on the rhino's condition.
He's been treated with 2 kinds of drugs now for the trip. One long-acting tranquilizer which will last for 4 days, and then a short-acting one to really let his head hang, while we travel. I wouldn't like him to get injured or to break my vehicle, so I have to heavily sedate him so that even the head hangs down almost on the floor, but he should be standing all the time. He should be standing on all 4 legs, but with the head down.
After 2 hours on the road, Wilhelm's pulling into a service station to check up on his rhino.
No, he's still fairly okay. He's just placing weight on different legs. That's why there's slight rocking of the trailer.
The rhino is a rare sight for the service station.
How is dangerous?
Very, very, very dangerous. It will kill you. It will push its horn through your stomach and it will come out at the back here. Yeah, if you're not fast enough to run away.
But when you sell it, how much can cost?
300,000 rand, 400,000 rand.
400,000?
For the animal.
400,000?
For the rhino, yeah.
Per one?
Yeah, per one animal.
It's too expensive, eh?
Yeah.
The rhino, worth more than £25,000, is going to be playing stud to 2 female rhino cows at his new home. Wilhelm has the task of leading him into the field, armed only with a plastic pole.
He walks around in little circles like that. It just shows me that he's still very depressed from the drugs, so there's no danger. He might react a little bit more fiercely when he bumps into something like a car. Come.
With only 3 days left to clear the reserve, the new boma is finally ready. Mark's getting results. In just 2 hours, they capture nearly 100 animals.
We fought well. We filled our 2 big trucks quickly. That's the important thing. And if everything goes well, we're going to fill them again 3 o'clock this afternoon.
By the end of day 5, Jark's taken off 90% of the wildlife he wanted to catch. He's buying the animals off the reserve owners Johan and Rita. For them, it's an emotional time seeing their animals depart.
We've been waiting for this for quite a while, but now that it's here, it's kind of final. And, it's kind of, especially when we see the animals go, that the realization sets in. So, they were all born here. We just hope they're well looked after.
There's one last species the team have yet to tackle, the giraffe. Before they can start, they have to raise the height of the boma and bring in specially adapted trucks to load them.
No, giraffe. Your big problem is their front feet, because you're always working with them while they're looking at you, and then they start slapping their front feet at you. And that's when it becomes dangerous. The back feed's dangerous for those people pulling the curtain, because remember, if you're standing in the curtain here, that giraffe passes right by you. And if you make a sudden movement, he's going to kick at that movement. And he'll break you in half.
Mark's taken to the air to look for giraffe. They're easy to find, but tricky to herd.
Come on, you little bugger.
Speed, come.
Mark's got the giraffes into the entrance of the boma. It's now for Jark to get them forward into the crush.
Okay. Come, Guzi. You ready, ne? Come, guys, come. Emma, Bijan. Emma. Okay, boy. Go! Speed. If you work too fast and try to push them too much, they're going to turn and stop and try and fight. And that you want to, with all means, trying to prevent that. Come on. Whoa, boy. Get out the way. And if that thing kicks you up, there's no wondering about it, he will kill you. If he kicks you on your chest, he will kick you and he'll break you, he'll burst your heart. Just watch out, eh? If she comes through here. Fuck!
For Jark, this is a nightmare. The giraffe are getting stressed and starting to panic.
This is when things go wrong. The hell?
Time is running out for Jark Els and his wildlife capture team. They're clearing out this game reserve of its wild animals and have only 24 hours left to complete the job. Jark's got a problem. 3 giraffes captured in the boma are desperate to escape and are panicking. One kick from these huge animals is enough to kill a man.
This is when things go wrong. If they don't cooperate, we're absolutely useless against giraffe. It's chaos. We lost these.
With one of the giraffes having broken out of the boma, Jark decides to release the other 2.
Watch out!
Before anybody gets badly hurt.
Doesn't always go right. They're too tall. They got hooked on a cable, and then they started stressing. Yeah, it's better to let them go. I'm not going to put them on a truck. They've already stressed too much. It's not a good thing. Well, at least no one's hurt. You see, one of those things jump on you. Just scratch a bit more than your paint. Yeah. They were captured. They were cornered. So it's a wild animal. They don't want to be cornered. They just want to get away. They don't like people. So basically, well, they would have killed us not by choice. We're in the way.
When I first started game capture, we had a guy killed. He was walking on the outside of the curtain, on the plastic curtain, and the sun was shining through, so his silhouette was there, and the giraffe kicked, and he obviously didn't see it coming. and he was killed without even knowing what was happening.
It's the last day on the reserve for the animal wrangling team, and they still have to capture the giraffe.
These giraffe on this property, they're very tame. They're not scared of people. These giraffe yesterday were just looking at me, and it's just as if you're just one of us. Come stand here by my side, boy. And that's a problem.
Yes, as much as I can. Just bring them slowly so that I can put some pressure at the end there.
Yeah, that'll be better, Mark. What Mark's doing is he's keeping away from them. Just bring them slowly, and as soon as they're in the boma, he's going to put pressure on them to try and scare them with a helicopter. Because that's the only thing they're really scared of is the helicopter. Yes, you fucker!
The technique is working. Mark's driven the giraffe into the boma. But if he pushes them any further, the downdraft from his helicopter may blow the boma apart. So once again, it's down to Jock to get the giraffe into the loading trucks.
Fuck!
Nalo move, Valagar.
But once again, they don't want to move forward. And Mark's efforts with a big stick are not having much effect.
Come on.
Bambam nyangu. Okay.
Balasin. Ubalin. If they come quickly. They're very deceptive.
Come on, guys, just go in there. Then our problem's over. As soon as we fight, they turn and look.
The capture team are forced to improvise by attaching a prodder to a long stick.
Yeah? Sabano.
Come on. Yeah, prodder man. Come on.
It works, and the giraffes are finally into the truck.
Pura!
For Jock and Mark, it's job done.
Don, thank you very much. I think we got a
Thanks a lot,
lot of animals in. Thank you very much.
After 7 days, they've caught nearly 100 tons of wild animals, worth more than £300,000. Jock and his team have made a healthy profit. But there's no time to rest before the next job.
Tomorrow is a different farm, different owners, different problems. Same fucking pilot. But what can we do?
Well, my philosophy of life is not living on the edge. You're taking up too much room.
If you're not willing to take the risks, break a leg every now and then, get cut open, maybe lose your leg every now and then, then go home. Go do something else, go sit in the office. Are you still looking for some giraffe? When I go to bed at night, I just want to know that today I've lived and I've experienced something. Every morning is something different. I still get that butterflies, you know. Thank you, man. Bye-bye. All right, animal soul.
Next week on Danger Man, the RAF's least secret weapon in a quest for excellence.
We want perfection, you know. If we don't get that, then frankly we're not that happy.
In the Red Arrows, a pilot's first mistake could be his last.
It's when there's a lapse in concentration that things can go wrong.